weather was rather a blip in what has been, and indeed in the next few days will be, essentially a fairly dry old picture across many parts of the British Isles. If we take a look out into the Atlantic, you'll see that the skies look to be fairly clear here, with the front rattling their way up and across the northern parts of the North Atlantic, and that's because there's a big area of high pressure which will be there not only in the short term but right on towards the weekend and indeed into the first part of next week. Now, it is centred quite away from us, and it's just allowing fairly weak fronts to brush in across the central and northern parts of the British Isles over the next few days. So I think that will be something of a recurring theme, as you'll see in just a second. For this afternoon, it's a bright and breezy afternoon, a fairly cool one in one or two spots as well. Some showers just clipping in through the eastern coastal fringes, perhaps more cloud getting into the far northwest of Scotland as the first signs of those fronts move in from the Atlantic, but a lot of fine and dry weather, and at best, well, the temperatures could get up to around about 13 degrees. But look at this, over on the east coast we're looking at something closer to single figures, 10 if you're very fortunate, and that's because the breeze is coming in off what is essentially still quite a cool North Sea, and that will be one of the recurring themes over the next few days. Quite a bit of breeze in the short term, it rather dies away over the next couple of days and then comes back in from the north and northeast, coming in off a cool direction, off a cool North Sea. As I say, we'll see that repeated over the next few days right into the weekend. Always the weather and the temperatures that little bit better, that little bit higher over towards the western side, and in the short term we've one or two showers. Now, overnight we'll push more cloud in across central and northern parts of Scotland, and one or two showers may still frequent those eastern coastal fringes too. But where the skies are clearer, I think we'll see just a touch of frost if you're particularly prone. But at least with those clearer skies in the south, as we see the best of the sunshine as we start the new day. Further north, well, I think as much of Scotland, Northern Ireland, the north of England, a fairly cloudy start to the day, bits and pieces of rain and drizzle, gradually easing their way a little bit further south as we progress through the day. And by the end of the day, I think it'll only be East Anglia and the southeast that will stay dry, fine, and with some sunshine too, and that will help the temperatures to around about 13 or 14, but again, notice that east coast. Then by Friday, and as we move on towards Saturday and Sunday, we'll see more cloud down on this eastern coastal fringe through Friday, thick enough for the odd spot of rain again, and the best of the sunshine, the best of the temperatures again to be found across the south of Wales, perhaps at 13 or 14, and that rather sets the trend as we move into the weekend. Cloud just beginning to thin over on the eastern side, but the very best of the sunshine and the temperatures over in the west.